For those of you familiar with Bob Dylan, this description of him here in Japan might sound a little off.
Something good must be going on in his life because he's laughing, he's smiling, he's just beaming at the audience. I mean, it's just incredible. If you've seen Bob before, just like a whole different persona.
That's the voice of the Japan correspondent for Billboard magazine and the film critic for Japanese films in Metropolis magazine, Mr. Rob Schwartz. This is the MetPod Radio and Video Report right here on 76.1 Inter FM. Rob, what else can you tell us about the recent Bob Dylan concerts here in Tokyo?
I've seen Bob a lot, and this is as great as I've ever heard his band sound. They have this bluesy, rockin' sound going on, very different than anything else I've ever heard him play.
Well, I've heard from other people who went to the show, and of course I had a chance to go to the show too. It was very bluesy, as you just said, but every song sounded the same, and Bob growled through all the songs.
Well, you know, I mean, I can understand if somebody would say that. First of all, when Bob reworks the songs, his classic songs for every tour, and they do tend to sound the same. He reworks them in the same kind of way. He's not going to play one super slow, like country song and then like a really hard rockin' song with a completely different interpretation back to back. That's just not his style.
Right.
I mean, he switches it up a little bit, but not that dramatically. And of course, his growl, he could never really sing. So that's always sort of been that way. But I really enjoyed his new interpretations of the songs. Certainly the vocals are a little bit muddy, but you have to remember this guy is pushing 70, right?
He's the guy who wrote all of those great songs as well. Remind us of some of the titles of some of the
Oh my
Bob
God,
Dylan
Blowin'
greats.
in the Wind, The Times They Are A-Changin', the list just goes on. And he played Blowin' in the Wind. He was doing another of his classic songs all along the Watchtower as an encore for all of his shows, and then he changed it up in the middle of the Tokyo sets, and he started closing with Blowing in the Wind.
If you were going to sum up the Bob Dylan concerts in Tokyo in just a few words, Rob Schwartz, as the correspondent from Billboard magazine, how would you describe Bob Dylan's concerts in Tokyo?
An Aussie bluesy reinvention of the Dylan genre.
To hear more about Bob Dylan's concert and about other concerts coming to Tokyo, make sure you check out our podcast. It's called
The MetPod.
The Tokyo MetPod.
Radio Report.
The Tokyo MetPod. It's all about life in Tokyo at www.metpod.com.
Come get some of this.
And join us every morning for the MetPod Radio Report. I'm Kamasami Kong on 76.1
76.1.
Inter FM.